Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Root Forensic. In our previous video, we did a basic C program using Turbo C++ and we saw how to compile and run it using the Turbo C++. But we have done that on the platform Windows 10. Here we are going to use the Linux operating system. So under the Linux, we are using the Ubuntu. So without any delay, let's start with the program. So to write the code, we don't have to install anything here like Turbo C++ or Dev C++. We can directly do it with the text editor. It is nothing but the simple notepad that we get in our Windows operating systems. So to open, you can go to the menu and you can just type here text editor and you can get such interface. So the program that we have done on the Turbo C++, as I have already made it, I have already typed the code here. You can see this is the same program that we have done on the Turbo C++. Okay, we have the header files, the main function, and we have some statement here in the printf and getch. But do you think we'll get the output, or is this program correct for the Linux operating system? The program is 100% correct. There are no any errors, there are no any faults. Okay, everything is correct, all the syntax is proper, but in spite of that we are going to get errors. So what kind of errors can we get and why? Okay, so let us see. After typing the program on the text editor, you can run this and compile this using the terminal. But before going for the execution, let me say you something. When you open the text editor, you can go to the preference, okay, because the default you will not get the outlet like this. Okay, there are no any numberings like you can see here. There are line numbers 1 2 3. There won't be anything like that. So by default it is turned off. So you can just turn it on and you can have a lot of preferences. Okay, the default will be on the classic and you can keep whatever you want according to yourself or whatever is so much easy for you. Okay, and after typing the code you can save it. Simply just type, you can just press Ctrl S, it is the same format here also, or you can simply just go here. You can see the 3 lines, you can just check here, you can save. Okay, and you can even check your location where you want to save. As I have saved this in the desktop, you can see the path here. You can see here desktop/pgm. I have made a folder. Okay, let me show you. So here is that folder pgm. Here is my program that I have saved. Now to run, we have to open the terminal, which is the command prompt. So just press the right click and you can see below here the terminal, or you can even go to the menu and you can simply do a search terminal. Okay, and you can open it. Let me just increase the font, it is a bit small. Okay, now since our program is on the desktop inside a folder, so we have to go to that particular path. For that we'll use the command cd desktop. Please make sure when you are going to the desktop your D must be capital because Linux platforms are highly case sensitive. Now you can go to cd, the folder name is pgm. You can give any folder or you can directly save, it is up to you. Just you have to be on that particular location. Now the very important part in this video is going to start. How do we compile a C program in the Linux platform? Okay, so the command to compile is cc. The file name that I have given is rrf and saved it with the .c extension. So rrf.c. Okay, and we'll simply press enter. As I have already mentioned before, we are going to get errors. So let me mention you guys, there are two ways to compile and run a program, or basically a C program in Linux. So I'll mention both the steps. How can we do? Okay, first let us see why we are getting the errors. So let's have a short revision. The conio.h that we have used, under which the clear screen function and the getch function were used. Now the Linux is not reading conio.h. It is simply saying there is no such file or directory. As you know that conio is for console input output, which is used for MS-DOS, Microsoft Disk Operating System, and Linux is not a DOS platform. So conio.h is simply unnecessary in C program while you are doing in Linux platform. So we don't have to do anything, we'll simply remove it. There are some other header files as well. In upcoming videos, we'll mention them as well. So for the time being, we'll just eliminate them. So conio, since it is saying there is no source file, we'll just eliminate. As I have used the double forward slash, you can use it for the single line comment. Okay, for the multiple line comment, if necessary, I'll go on showing you on the later on, or let me show you. In the initial video, we have not mentioned these things, so you can just put the forward slash and the star button, and actually we provide this for the explanation or the description of any particular line or the program or anything. This is not read by your compiler. The compiler do not read these comment lines. Okay, so it will not hamper on your code. So let us type anything here. Okay, now we have to close it, but just to close you have to just repeat the same line. Sorry. Okay, so this is the heading. This is for multiple line comments. Multiple line comments means like you can have various lines. As you can see, I have mentioned a lot of lines. Okay, this is for multiple lines. For a single line comment, we will just use 2 forward slash. Okay, now since I have eliminated the conio.h, now let us again compile the code. Now we are getting the error for getch, and we know that getch is a function that is under the header file conio.h. Now since we are not using conio.h at all, obviously the getch will have an error, so we will eliminate getch as well. So even we'll make this the comment section. Let's save the program. Now let's see, we'll go to the terminal again and we'll compile. Finally, the C program is compiled, and since there are no any errors and no any warnings, we'll get the next command line here. Now how can we run, or how can we execute this code? We have a command dot forward slash a dot out, and you can see we got the output, welcome to root forensic. So this is a basic method that it is widely used, but I've already said there are 2 methods. Now we will see what is the next method. Okay, I'll just clear it. So these are the basic Unix commands. Okay, so while going on through the videos, we'll use it, or if you want a separate video based on the basic commands or how to use Linux, so you can send your queries on the comment. Obviously we'll bring up a new video for that. Now as you noticed, we have not mentioned any file name for the .exe file. .exe file in sense means it is the executable file. Okay, so in this method we can give the name of our own choice for the .exe files. Now how can we do that? The command is cc the file name with extension. Make sure you have to use the file name along with the extension. So hyphen, or you can say the minus o. Make sure guys that is not 0, that is o. And you can give the name for the .exe file. You can give same as what is your name given to the program, or even you can give any other. So we'll check that. Okay, so my program is compiled. Now I am not going to use the a.out since I have given the name for the .exe file as rrf. So we'll use it that. So we got the output as welcome to root forensic. And as I say, even you can give some different names. Let's try. Now I'll give some different name. Okay, I give FC. So it is compiled, and to run again I have to use the name that I have given for the .exe file. So we got the output. So these are the two methods by which you can compile your C program and you can execute them. So what do you think? Which one is more better? You can put your queries on the comment section. In the upcoming video, I will tell you which method is more better, and I will also provide you the reason why that particular method is better. Okay. So I'll show you. Since I have saved the file here in this folder, you can see the program rrf.c. This is the program, okay, and the .exe file is here, rrf. You can see here, okay, and the a.out that we used initially is here. Now, what is the use of this a.out? Why there are two methods? What are the differences in the two methods? We'll describe this in a deep in our upcoming videos. So guys, I hope this tutorial is very helpful for those who are doing the C program on Linux platforms. And if you have any queries or if you have any doubt, you can just send your queries in the comment section, or we can just provide our link on the description. You can even mail me, or you can even follow up on Instagram and Facebook pages. Thank you so much guys. Please like the channel and subscribe it.